Hey everybody, it's Romania Black. Man, last episode of Run with the Wind was crazy. It's probably been one of the most interesting episodes of the season, and it's probably been, in terms of resolving conflict and giving backstory to a character, probably one of my favorite in an anime period, because it took us 12 episodes to get these questions. It took 13 episodes to get these questions about Kakaru finally answered, and to understand what a terrible coach he had, what a horribly toxic environment he was in, and for him to come together with his team and just realize how different the scenario is now. And it made me understand Sakaki's character a bit more and understanding his perspective. And just, oh my gosh, y'all, just insane the what happened in that episode, but so satisfying. Like, just to finally be like, okay, we're at the halfway point of the season. This is it. We're all on board now, Kakaru included. We're gonna go for the Hakone, and it's like, man, we still have Nico, King, and Prince to get qualified before we do the qualifier, and it's like, Prince is the one I'm worried about. But man, last episode, like, I know I gushed about it in my reaction to it, but it was just so good. It was just so wonderful, and I really, really enjoyed it. And so, yeah. Needless to say, it was a really good episode, and so I'm curious how we're going to follow up with this. There was Fujioka in the preview, so I'm assuming we get to see him again at this track meet, and I'm really, really curious. But man, y'all, just last episode I was like over the moon, and I'm really excited for this one too. So without further ado, we are going to jump into episode 14 of Run with the Wind, and we are going to start that here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. I'm so floored. So good. Just, oh man, that's Prince has been such an inspiration this whole season, because he's the guy that hated running. He's the least likely to get there, and he finally made it with like a few seconds to spare, just pushing himself. I love that he wrote forward on his arm, like, just his motivation, and to see him like stretching and getting into it, and he's like, no, I want this. And it's like, holy cow. And oh man, that was so beautiful. And his teammates are all like, you've got to do this. So now there's the entry, so the beginning of the month, and I didn't see which month it was exactly, but they have to do the entry, which they can do the entry now, and then they have to do the qualifier. So it looks like next episode is the qualifier, which is episode 15. So we're already at episode 15 with this. So, and there's 23 episodes, so I'm guessing we build up to the qualifier and then to the race, I guess. Holy cow. This was such a beautiful follow up to the last episode, because the last episode was all about Kakaru coming to grips with the fact that he wasn't alone, that he didn't have to deal with this burden he's been carrying for the last year and all of high school. He doesn't have to deal with that burden anymore. He has friends. He's not alone. He has people there to support him. And this was kind of Prince's coming around to the same thing, that you're not alone when you run. And it's a beautiful callback to the idea of way back in episode 8, way back in episode 8, where Prince and Kakaru are actually very similar. Like, they're both very passionate about specific things, and they have a certain moral compass that, even though Kakaru's not as verbose about it as Prince is, they both kind of are moral around the same things. They have the same ideologies or similar ideologies about things. Kakaru just has been conditioned in a much different way than Prince, and so he's finally able to express that a little bit more. But oh my gosh, for Prince and Kakaru to both have these two episodes, 13 and 14, to realize they're not alone and to kind of let go of past problems and past hindrances and moving forward. That's, oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I can't believe Prince did it. I can't believe that. I mean, I was hoping, obviously, because otherwise we wouldn't have a show. The race would be over. But the fact that he did it. When this show started, I was like, I don't know if Prince is going to be able to do it. And he did it. I'm like, I'm so moved. I feel like Haiji in episode 3. I was like, I'm so moved by you. Oh my gosh. Y'all. So dang good. So dang good. This was a great episode. And now Fujioka's back into play. He's had some interesting comments about Haiji. We've gotten Kakeru's past now at this point. We've done the whole spiel about Kakeru and his past with his coach. So I noticed, I didn't talk about much last episode, but I noticed that there was a big emphasis on the idea of injury and it affecting what you can and can't do. And this ties a lot into what Haiji's been talking to him about, the chosen ones who can run. And it makes sense why Kakeru has kind of fixated on Haiji a little bit, because he was fixated on that first year in high school and his injury. So we've had these flashbacks and everything with Kakeru. And so I'm wondering if we're getting close to getting flashbacks with Haiji and figuring out like his whole deal with his injury and what that's all about. And I'm really curious now, y'all, what we're going to be dealing with. But this was just, I can't wait to hear what your comments are below, because this episode just floors me. I'm so proud of Prince, and I'm so happy with how this team has come around and bonded, and the strength of what they can do, and just so good. So good. So I'm excited to hear all your comments below, but in the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed this reaction. Have a wonderful week. Please stay safe and take care. And I'll talk to you all again soon with more Run with the Wind. Bye.